Okay, at least uh, people are coming and going. At least you came. Anirban, can I hear me?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me properly, or there is a noise in the background?
No, no, sir, I can hear you.
There is a
I can
noise in
hear
the
you.
background.
No, 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 sir.
Komal, can you hear me properly? Once you confirm that you people can hear me, I will start.
Sir, we can hear you.
Okay, 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 let's start. In last class, we have ended by giving you people a task of finding why Hahnemann is mentioning such an specific for specific diseases. Is it not? How far you have reached in that task? Tell me.
Sir,
Yes, tell me.
इतना समझ आया कि as introduction is the part of our old therapeutic form. So, and
जोरे बोला है, एक थोड़ा सा जोर से बोलो.
sir, hello.
हाँ, बोलो, सुन रहे हैं.
सर यही बोल रहे थे हम कि जो हमारा इंट्रोडक्शन पार्ट है वो तो
हाँ,
ओल्ड थेरापेटिक मतलब ओल्ड स्कूल के बारे में उसका थेरापेटिक के बारे में बोला गया है तो हैंडमैन वहां पे हैज शोन द डेवलपमेंट दैट ही केम अप टू सोरा
yes,
तो
then
सो वो मतलब उसको वो अच्छा नहीं लगता था इसीलिए ही केम अप टू सोरा एंड टोल्ड टू गिव एन एंटीसोरिक ट्रीटमेंट पर इसमें मेरा और एक डाउट हुआ कि व्हाट अबाउट द एफोरिज्म्स एफोरिज्म में भी तो ऐसा दिया हुआ है
कहाँ दिया हुआ है एफोरिज्म में?
सर आपने वो लिस्ट दिया था ना
हाँ, लिस्ट में देखे, सब लिस्ट फॉलो किए.
सर सब तो नहीं देख पाया एक्चुअली मैं थोड़ा बाहर हूँ तो
ओके, व्हाट अबाउट दोज?
सर वो
तो
डाउट
क्या
क्लियर नहीं
निकला?
हुआ
डाउट
सर
क्लियर नहीं हुआ, क्यों? ऐसा
सर
स्पेसिफिक कैसे बोल सकते हैं?
मतलब मैं हेलो सर
बोलो.
हेलो सर सर योर वॉइस इज नॉट क्लियर
कैन यू हियर मी?
सर वॉइस कट के आ रहा है
एम आई ऑडिबल?
यस सर नाउ
वॉइस
यू
कट
आर
क्या आ रहा
क्लियर
है? नाउ एम आई ऑडिबल? ओके,
यस
ओके,
सर
okay. So we have read. Anyone want to add anything about a specific? Why Hahnemann is mentioning here so much specifics? In organon, I have given you a list in organon that, and it is not only in organon, there are several places in writings of Hahnemann you will found these specific. In also our literature, if you have Allen's keynote with you, open calendula, open calendula. Last line before relationship. What's written there? What's written there?
acts as well in potency as in tincture applied locally and may
Last
be
line before
administered.
relationship. No, before relationship. Last line before relationship.
Okay, sorry, sir. Calendula is almost specific for clean surgical cuts or lacerated wounds to prevent excessive
Okay, this
suppuration.
is typically indicated external application. Now, can I show you some internal, means our literature, in our literature, there are so many instances that authors are mentioning that these are almost specific for so and so diseases. Can I show you? This is at one place, this Alan is telling about a specific. Okay. But for that, for external application can be justified. Now in ML Tyler, in Borix, in Clark's Materia Medica, you will find plenty of examples of almost specific. Almost specific. Okay. Now let me show you some examples. I will show you some examples in our Materia Medica also. Okay. Now if you have J.H. Clark with you, have you J.H. Clark dictionary with you? Anyone? As our method of teaching is flipping through the physical books so that we are no longer averse to reading the books. Okay. So this is our method. We are not using PPTs. We are just flipping through our physical books. So try to have as much literature, physical literature with you as possible. If you are having J.H. Clark's dictionary with you, kindly open it. Have you J.H. Clark with you, all 3 volumes? No. Let me give you an easy example. Open Kent. Open Kent. Have you Kent? Kent's lecture on Materia Medica? Kent's lectures on Materia Medica? Anyone having Kent's lecture of Materia Medica?
Sir, I have, but I am outside now. It's a
Now
problem.
you don't have. Anyone having in now, just now, so that we can read the paragraph from there? No one?
Kent's
Yes.
repertory, sir.
Huh?
Kent's repertory I have.
Not Kent's repertory. Kent's lecture. Kent's lecture.
No, sir, I don't have.
Kent's lecture, Materia Medica. Materia Medica lecture. Chapter Senega. Write it down. You will refer it later on. Chapter Senega. Medicine Senega. Third chapter. Third paragraph. Third paragraph. Third paragraph. Okay. The pleuropneumonia, I am reading that. Pleuropneumonia of cattle has almost found it specific in Senega. In cattle, pneumonia in cattle, specifically this Senega is indicated. Next on, Kent goes on adding, the finding of specific is more likely to be true for animals than human beings. As a remedy that is only partially indicated may cure an animal, but it requires much finer discriminating among remedies in dealing with human beings. Okay, at least Kent is accepting that there is a specifics for animals. Chapter, I am repeating, chapter Senega, paragraph number 3, where Kent is talking about a specific in animals. Senega, pleuropneumonia of cattle. You will find in Farrington's, E.A. Farrington's clinical Materia Medica, in the chapter of Rustox, telling that Rustox is almost specific for strains and sprains. Okay, you will find in the chapter of subulcerulata, J.H. Clark, Dictionary of Materia Medica, chapter subulcerulata, and you will get that iritis plus prostate affection has got it specific in subulcerulata. Iritis and prostate affection has got it specific in subcellulata. So this way, the physician from the older days to our present days are trying to find out specifics for diseased condition. Okay? Okay? Now, why this is and how you can justify this according to Hahnemann. Okay, what the problem was from the very beginning, what we are seeing in our introduction or in our literature, these means glimpses of specifics are there. Okay, there are people who are advocating this organ specifics. Okay, organ specifics, that chelidonium is particularly specific for liver, Cyanothus is specific for spleen, Hillonius is specific for uterus, Plexus americana is specific for uterus, Hura brasiliensis is specific for any pathology in rectum. Okay, these are the glimpses of specific we are finding in our literature. So think about it, that finding these things, prescribing remedy on the named disease condition or on the affection of the organ, if you can find a remedy, the prescription will be very easy. Is it not? It was there from the days of olden physicians who are trying to find out a specific for a specific diseases, and some place of time they found. Okay, open Allium cepa. Allium cepa in Allen's keynote. Allen's keynote, Allium cepa. 2 lines above this relationship. Read it. What is written there?
Sore and raw spots on feet, especially heal from friction. Efficacious when feet
Okay.
are rubbed sore. Diascordius.
Okay.
Diascorides.
Diascordius. Who was Diascordius? He was a physician
Father.
years ago. Okay. Who was Diascordius?
Father of Materia Medica.
Father of Materia Medica. There is another thing. He was a physician, and he also in Emil Tyler. If you open Artica urens, chapter of Artica urens, you will get that Diascordius have years ago, 500 or 1200 years ago, like that, many hundred years ago, have advised about Artica urens specific for diseases of kidney. Okay, so this was the matter with the olden physicians, that they were trying to find specific medicines for specific diseases. Okay, you will find these things, and what Hahnemann is giving examples from the older literature, that Cinchona itself is a specific for particular kind of ague, malaria, and was being used. Okay, one physician there was Sydenham. Sydenham used to tell there is only one specific in our Materia Medica, and that is Cinchona for malaria. No other medicine is working, but the Cinchona, other medicines are working as palliative, but Cinchona for malaria is acting as a specific. Okay, they don't know that these specific were actually the similar medicines for that condition. Okay, then some specific were condemned as dangerous because they were causing aggravation. We have read in previous classes that why specifics of the older times were considered as dangerous, because they were causing homeopathic aggravation. When Hahnemann stumbled over this aggravation, he tried to solve it out by minimizing the doses. Okay, So this is the specific quest for the older physician. Now, Hahnemann found how to find a specific. What Hahnemann found? Hahnemann found they were discovering specific by chance. That I have Diascotis on one fine day found that yes, Ilium cepa is specific for feet rubbed with this rubbed sore. Feet are rubbed and sore. That shoe bites. One fine day Diascotis found that, and since then it was in use in common practice. But Hahnemann found that how to find. Getting me? Hahnemann found that how to find a specific. Okay, clear? By proving the drugs and getting a drug picture which you can match with the picture of the disease. Okay, this is our work. We are getting a picture of drug by drug proving, and we are getting a picture of disease by case taking. Okay, and matching that. What Hahnemann found? Hahnemann found that how to find a specific. Okay, clear? Later on, he find that there are individual diseases. Okay, there are individual diseases. Okay, but there are some diseases which remain fixed in character. Please follow me. There are individual diseases. Follow the examples of acute. Okay, open aphorism number 73. Open aphorism number 73. 73. Okay, how many types of acute diseases were there? Individual acute disease, sporadic acute disease, epidemic acute disease. Okay, individual acute diseases were latent explosion, acute explosion of latent sora. We have discussed that sporadic disease and epidemic disease can be clubbed together for our practical understanding. Okay, now in epidemic diseases, these are the diseases arising from a fixed thing. Okay, and there are two types of epidemic. One epidemic at a single year carries the same symptoms in all the individuals. Okay, suppose 100 patients have been affected. Clear? How we are getting genus epidemicus? A single medicine. This is also a specific. In the chapter of belladonna, M.L. Tyler, you will find that belladonna is almost specific for scarlet fever, a named disease, a medicine. And this was nothing but quoting Hahnemann. Hahnemann have told that this scarlet fever is arising from a fixed miasm. There is no further symptom can be added to this. Symptoms are fixed. Okay, so medicine is fixed. Clear? Symptoms are fixed, so medicines are fixed. Clear? Epidemic disease may coming every year, like fever, epidemic of fever in Calcutta. This year 2021 is requiring a pulsatilla medicine for all the affected people. Okay, this fever coming into every medicine for 1 year is different, for other year is different. This is also an epidemic. Another epidemic which Hahnemann is telling about, rising from fixed miasm. Okay, here you will find it in aphorism number 73. Smallpox, measles, whooping cough, okay, scarlet fever, these are arising from fixed miasm. Okay, symptoms cannot be changed arising from fixed miasm. Symptoms are fixed, so medicines are fixed. So in every cases, when you can fix the symptom of disease, you can fix the medicine. Getting it? Getting it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you will see a classical prescriber. More often you will see a classical prescriber getting a symptom very particular, very peculiar of Natrum mu. He's holding fast that symptom, that whenever the patient is laughing or patient is coughing, there is gush of tears from the eyes. Whenever that physician getting this symptom, you won't let him anything prescribe but Natrum mu. He is fixing the symptom, fixing the medicine. Okay? So why you cannot fix the disease and fix the medicine? Like I have given you example, write it down, Subale cerulata. Whenever you are finding prostate affection with iritis, give Subale cerulata. Fixing the disease, its character, this is a very rare combination. Iritis with prostate affection, specific for Subale cerulata. Clear? Likewise, whenever Hahnemann is advising a specific for any, he is giving symptoms. And if you are finding that symptom, fixing the symptom of disease, so you can fix the medicine. And that is specific in true sense. Okay? If you cannot fix the symptoms, you cannot fix the medicine. All thing is revolving around the symptoms. If you are getting symptoms, if you are getting specific localities, okay, localities of the knuckles, you will find this in Bonninghausen. He was a true follower of Hahnemann, and still he is telling that this locality of knuckle is very much peculiar for sepia. Okay, fixing the locality, specific locality, fixing the medicine. Okay, this is a specific logic behind fixing the okay, typhoid, a name disease. Yes, you can give. Okay, this is the philosophy of. Okay, whenever Hahnemann is fixing the medicine, why he fixes these 72 or 78 or this medicines for Sora. Okay, number maybe more or less. Why he have fixes these medicines? One of our revered teachers in NIH OPD, we have asked, he was very much famous for prescribing. One fine the only group of 13 or 14 medicines, or 14 medicines you are using in our Materia Medica. He smiled and told us diseases we have to cure. We have to cure of syphilis and Sora, these 3 diseases, and these small number of medicines I am using. And he is a very good, a well-known miasmatic prescriber. Okay. Again, the voice is breaking. I don't know why. Okay. Is it okay now? Is it okay now?
Yes,
sir.
Okay. So he was fixing his group of medicine for 3 diseases: Sora, syphilis, and psychosis. and you cannot tell that he is going beyond a homeopathic philosophy. Okay, he is very much ardent classical homeopath. Okay, and only using these 12 to 14 medicines, because he in his mind very clear about what symptoms of what miasm he is treating, so that it is the philosophy or logic behind fixing specifics. Okay, so specific can be fixed on the basis of organ involved. Okay, specific can be fixed on the basis of localities. Specific can be fixed with a characteristics peculiar symptom, whatever concomitant, whatever name of the disease, whatever disease the patient is suffering from. If you are getting this concomitant of whenever patient going to toilet for urging for a stool, he is a gush of tear from his eyes, and this is a specific for thuja. Whatever name of the disease you can tell, this will go with thuja. Okay, some with some prescribers, I'm not telling that, with some classical prescribers, they will give, who are considering concomitant as a royal road for prescribing, and these concomitants, if they are getting, they will give this medicine. Whatever symptoms you have collected from your patient, sir will give that medicine only, because he is getting his specific. So this is the this is the way of seeing specifics. Okay, and whenever you are encountering that Hahnemann is fixing any specific, this is because of the symptoms. Okay, you are getting that, means sometime he is not elaborating the symptoms, but you will get that open nux vomica, open nux vomica. Hahnemann's comment. Nux is chiefly successful with the persons of an ardent character, irritable, impatient, temperament, disposed to anger, spite or deception. Hahnemann. So whenever Hahnemann is getting this sort of mental picture, whatever name of the disease, whatever other symptoms are there, he will prescribe nux vomica, as it is matching with this kind of specificity. Okay, clear? So there are specific for epidemic, yearly epidemic. There are specific fixed for fixed miasms. Okay, like that parotid, affections of parotid gland, mumps, pilocarpine in 3x potency. Okay, is specific for Burnet, because he is seeing that whatever symptoms are mumps is producing, it is covered by this pilocarpine in 3x potency. Okay, some other I have noted down. Okay, elapse in 6 potency, elapse. Some in literature, let me tell you, from J.H. Clark, elapse 6 is almost a specific in chronic nasopharyngeal catarrh. Mark the word. Elapse 6, almost a specific in chronic nasopharyngeal catarrh with greenish crushed and subjective disagreeable odor. 3 things are there: nasopharyngeal catarrh, greenish discharge, and a specific disagreeable odor. You will get elapse in this condition. This condition has been well defined. If you are getting this condition like iritis and prostate, eye trouble, that can be eye trouble and prostate involvement, subulcerulata, iritis and prostate involvement, subulcerulata. Okay, like that, elapse, greenish crushed, nasopharyngeal catarrh, and subjective odor, subjective disagreeable odor. Elapse is the medicine in 6 potency. So these are the attitude of our stalwarts regarding specific. You have found in Seneca chapter 3 of Kent about a specific, what he is telling, that in animal this specific will work. This is Kent's attitude, but his student Emil Tyler have some different attitude and goes on prescribing, means telling on a specific about a specific conditions. Clear? Any question till now about a specific? We have given some examples. Just note it down and go back and refer it. Okay? This is all about a specific I have to tell to you. Okay, there are a specific in sense of concomitant also. There are specific for epidemic. There are a specific for miasms. Okay, like I've told you about Hahnemann's fixing the means you will see. Okay, that was missing. You will see in aphorism, I think, for primary manifestation of Sora, Hahnemann is fixing medicines. Okay. Aphorism number 282. Footnote. Aphorism number 282. Footnote. Large doses where you are getting here only external application he is telling, but in aphorism number 282, 6th edition, about the external about the large doses. Okay, and in chronic disease of Hahnemann you will find that for primary manifestation of Sora, primary manifestation of syphilis, and primary manifestation of psychosis, Hahnemann is fixing medicine. For Sora, sulfur; for psychosis, thuja and nitric acid; for syphilis, best preparation, best mercurial preparation. Okay, best mercurial preparation for syphilis. Again, for the primary manifestation, he is fixing medicines. Okay. Why is he fixing? Because the symptoms have been fixed. Okay, clear? Now, come back to our study of this. Where we were, we have read that footnote, large footnote. Okay, now today we will read footnote number 11. Para number 11. Para number 11, footnote have been cleared. Now, read from this. Well-known bloodthirsty Parisian physician. Read it from here. Para number 11. Well-known bloodthirsty Parisian physician.
Following the example of a well-known bloodthirsty Parisian physician, as a flock of sheep follow the bellwether even into the butcher's slaughterhouse. Imagine to encounter in almost every morbidly affected part of the body and feel themselves bound to remove by the application of often a fatal number of leeches. They believe that by so doing, they obey the true causal indications and treat disease in a rational manner. The adherents of the old school, moreover, believe that by putting a ligature on polypi, by cutting out or artificially exciting suppuration by means of local irritants in indolent glandular swellings, by enucleating encysted tumors, steatoma and melissaria, by their operations.
Steatoma? These are some old medical terminology you will encounter in organon and our homeopathic literature. Knowing that is often will add on to read, make reading easy and pleasurable. What is steatoma? Steatoma is nothing but sebaceous cyst. Steatoma is sebaceous cyst. Write it down there. Melisseria. Melisseria. What is melisseria? It is also an encysted tumor consisting at honey-like material. Encysted tumor. Okay. Next.
By their operations for aneurysm and lacrimal and anal fistula, by removing with the knife serous tumors of the breast, by amputating a limb affected with necrosis, etc. They cure the patient radically, and that their treatment is directed against the cause of disease. And they also think, when they imply their repellent remedies, dry up old running ulcers in the legs, with astringent applications of oxide of lead, copper, or zinc, aided always by the simultaneous administration of purgatives, which merely debilitate but have no effect on the fundamental dyscrasia. Cauterized chancres destroy condylomata locally, drive off each from the skin with ointments of sulfur, oxide of lead, mercury, or zinc, suppress ophthalmy with solutions of lead or zinc, and drive away tearing pains from the limbs by means of opodeldoc, Hartson liniment,
Is
or
what is? You will find it in your pharmacy, a kind of plaster. External application. We have read during our MD preparation about Opedol. It is plaster, a type of external application.
Hartson liniment, or fumigations with cinnabar or amber. In every case, they think they have removed the affection, conquered the disease, and pursued a rational treatment directed towards the cause. But what is the result? The metastatic affections that sooner or later but inevitably appear, caused by this mode of treatment, but which they pretend are entirely new diseases, which are always worse than original malady, sufficiently prove their
Hey,
error.
underline this. Underline this. What Hanuman is telling about, this is creating an artificial disease. This is creating an artificial disease. Okay? Their treatment is causing an artificial disease. And they are telling that it is a totally a new disease to their relative. Now come to 76 footnote. Aphorism number 76 footnote, 6th edition. 6th edition.
If the
Footnote.
patient at length succumbs, the practicer of such a treatment is in the habit of pointing out to the sorrowing relatives at the post-mortem examination these internal organic disfigurements which are due to his pseudo-art, but which he artfully maintains to be the original incurable disease. See my book, Die Allopathy in Water,
Okay,
Warning, or
give the bracket.
those deceitful records, the illustrated works on pathological anatomy, exhibit the products of such lamentable bungling. Deceased people from the country and those from the poor of cities who have died without such bungling with hurtful measures are not opened up through pathological anatomy as a rule. Such corruption and deformities would not be found in their corpses. From this fact can be judged the value of evidence drawn from these beautiful illustrations as well as of the honesty of these authors and bookmakers.
Okay, so what these are new, not new diseases, but the bungling art of allopathy, modern of the Hahnemann's time, was causing. Now think of present day, that how many new diseases are due to abuse of medicines only. Okay, they are not. They will not tell that this gain of weight is due to abuse of steroid. They will not tell that these allergic rhinitis or asthma has been due to abuse of anti-allergics. Decol total have been taken in dozens, and this has caused. They will not tell that the snuffing power of nose has been lost due to this nasal discongestion, nasal sprays, and they will call it that this is atrophic rhinitis, a new sort of disease, but won't accept that this has been due to their nasal decongestion spray was used, and this is the result, atrophic rhinitis. Okay, this is causing this, but a totally new disease. They will not tell that my statin, the lipid lowering drug, is causing diabetes. Okay, my hypertensive drugs are in the long run causing nephritis and kidney failures. Okay, these are the facts. Medicines are producing another diseases, and for that diseases another medicines are prescribed. Okay, whatever sort of medicines are prescribed are not away from the side effects, and these are only going to produce some new disease. Okay, so come back to this, but which they pretend at entirely new disease. Okay, they will say, one of the patient I know came to me that after use of ofloxacin antibiotic, okay, for throat affection, his physician prescribed him ofloxacin. Okay, and the patient all of a sudden got tinnitus in his ear. Miss, please follow me. Okay, the throat was for throat antibiotic ofloxacin was prescribed. Throat was okay. Now that tinnitus, buzzing sound in the ear appear. Okay, when he went to his physician, he told that this is a new thing. Okay, but if you follow a new disease, he will tell this is a new disease, do that or do that, do this or other treatment or other eardrops like that. Tinnitus has no actual cure in modern school. Okay, in homeopathy also it is very difficult to cure if it is associated with vertigo, and that is called Meniere's disease. Okay, a subjective hearing, sometimes this subjective hearing is also an objective to the physician or to the bystander. Okay, so irritating condition, buzzing in the ear. But in the pharmaceutics book of modern school, you will find that this ofloxacin has ototoxicity. You will encounter a thing called ototoxicity. That means a problem in the ear after using this antibiotic. That physician was correct that this is in telling that out of his knowledge that he is prescribing say 100 patient ofloxacin. Every patient is not developing this ear problem, but one unfortunate patient developed this ear problem, and that he forgot that this could be due to ototoxicity of ofloxacin. So he is telling that this is no new disease. When he came to me, I found out that he is taking ofloxacin. I contacted a very learned allopathic friend of mine, and he told that yes, ofloxacin can cause this sort of symptoms. Okay, accordingly, I prescribed Rastox. Okay, at previous time, I have discussed that there are a bad effect of some and so medicines. One of the Rastox was bad effect for bad effect of antibiotics. Okay, Hipersulf, bad effect of allopathic medicine. Nux vomica, bad effect of Ayurvedic and Unani medicine, also allopathic medicine. But Hipersulf is more specific for chemical use nowadays in allopathics. Okay, so the patient got very difficult. It was very difficult. Got relief, not cured. And after prolonged treatment with homeopathy, this buzzing sound was only less troubling him, but it was there only. It is there, but it is troubling him less now. But allopathic physician will tell, because they are innocent of their art. What their art can do, they often don't know, because there may be some rare instances. Ofloxacin is not causing 100 patient ototoxicity, but in one patient it caused, and that allopathic patient is seeing 100 of cases, is ignorant of this toxicity, this property of ofloxacin. Okay, he truly told that patient, when the patient came back to that physician, that my doctor is telling me this, he told that 100 of patients are taking this, no one is suffering from this, and you are suffering from this, so what can I do? Okay, So this is the new disease produced from the abuse of medicine. Okay, clear? This is a new disease, and he will tell, and this is actually happening. He will tell, okay, this is a new disease. All of a sudden, you are being treated for your arthritis, and you develop ovarian cyst. All of a sudden, the physician will refer to you for gynecologist. Okay, all of a sudden you found on sonography you have been found the pancreas has been affected, autoimmune pancreatitis. These are the cases I am telling from my clinical experience. I have only 5 to 6 years of clinical experience. If you add on to that internship also, it will goes on to 7 years of clinical experience. Okay, so that in this small period I have seen these kind of cases. Autoimmune pancreatitis, I am telling you from my clinical experience that drug-induced autoimmune pancreatitis, the patient was being treated by allopathic surgeon for this orchitis. Okay, the patient was treated for orchitis, and the patient was all of a sudden developed autoimmune pancreatitis, and he was referred to endocrinologist. Okay, this is the thing still happening. So you have to correlate organon of medicine with your present era in which you are practicing. Okay, now go on.
And might and should open their eyes to the deeper seated immaterial nature of the disease and its dynamic spiritual spirit, like in the 6th edition origin, which can only be removed by dynamic means.
Underline, which can only be removed by dynamic means. And here we covered chapter number 2 of Tolecosm. Just put a line here. This is chapter number 2 ends here. Chapter number 2 ends here. We will keep the chapter number 3 for next day. Any question you are having, you can ask. In next 5-minute time, we will discuss that. So I hope you are understanding. I will send an article on a specific in the group. Please go through that. That is very informative article by Bodman. Okay. Thank you for your patience hearing and giving me your attention.